Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. On today's Duel Review, it's the latest Batman movies. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it.
Welcome to Friday the 13th of April. We are doing the Christopher Nolan Batmans because soon coming is the newest, what is that one called?
Batman Rises, right?
Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Rises is coming up.
Yeah, 2005, 2008. Of course, you guys have heard this, but we had someone ask us to please do it, so we are doing it, and they're really great movies. And I actually have interesting things to say, which might be controversial, which I've only arrived at recently. So anyway, Batman Begins was one of those things that everybody didn't know quite what to expect.
Right.
We had heard that it's going to be a grittier, retelling. A lot of people were pretty disillusioned by the last couple Batman movies, especially George Clooney. Those were horrible. The ones he was in.
I think there's only one.
Right? Bruckheimer.
Yeah.
Horrible. Atrocity. I don't know about you, but I'm a fan of the first one.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, with Nicholas, or Jack Nicholas and...
Yeah, Tim Burton did those. Yeah, the first two, Batman and then Batman Returns. Yeah, those two were great. And I loved Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, right?
Yeah, not so much.
What?
I don't like Michelle Pfeiffer very much.
Oh, dude. Have you seen her in Stardust? Like,
yes, I have.
Yeah, she goes all ugly and then she comes like all beautiful and nude and like she winks at herself and I'm like, oh, that's hot.
Anyway, so these new ones, they were really well received. The first one especially because it was brand new. Like, right. Wow, this is really gritty. Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul is
wonderful. I loved him.
Yeah, freaking amazing. And just it took its time to tell the story, and that's what I really enjoy about the first one.
Yes.
What else was great about the first one? I don't know. He's in the mountains of Tibet. He's like arrested when we first meet him. He's in China, prison camp, and he's got all the money. He's the heir to the throne, but he's been removed from that. He takes it really personally that his parents were killed, of course. And that's another perfect casting is Michael Caine as Alfred. Yeah, freaking love him as Alfred.
I like Michael Caine pretty much everything he does.
Yeah, that's true.
He's awesome.
I'm so glad that he got a chance to play this role. And see, it just keeps going. That's why this movie is so good. Is it has star power, but it's not it's not like Julia Roberts and which I'm afraid that this third one's going to be like that with what's her face playing Catwoman. I freaking hate that choice. Anne Hathaway.
Right.
Ugh. Anyway, so it's these really solid actors like Gary Oldman or whatever, but they're not pretentious. They're not like Brad Pitt and although Brad Pitt does do some cool roles, but George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and Jennifer Lopez as I don't know. So they did everything right. It keeps going on. Morgan Freeman is awesome as Fox, and so I really enjoyed that first one. It's so solid. Maybe not the best villain with Scarecrow.
But no, the villain was really Ra's al Ghul, and I thought that was perfect.
Well, okay.
They were friends. Yeah, Scarecrow was I think he was great because...
Yeah, I liked him. It's just...
He wasn't meant to be the bad guy. He was just meant to be a distraction. You thought he'd be the main bad guy, but it was really Ra's al Ghul.
Well, he is kind of through the most part of the film...
He's the only bad guy that dresses like a bad guy.
I do like that they do multiple bad guys introduce, and unfortunately they kind of threw away Zaz. Not that anybody really cares that much about Zaz, but they had an opportunity. In fact, when I just rewatched it, I forgot he was even in this thing. Yeah. He's not really. He's a nondescript. He has a couple scars to tell you that he's Zaz, and he's mentioned as Zaz a couple times, but kind of a throwaway thing. Anyway. And then I don't know how much they had to do with the video games, like what spurned what, but it was just perfect. The Arkham Asylum was, not too much afterwards. It was, but anyway. The second one, Dark Knight, also very critically acclaimed. People love it. Good reason. There's, again, a solid cast. Most of the people return. They did put in Maggie Gyllenhaal, which I didn't really care for Katie Holmes in the first one, and I didn't particularly care about Maggie Gyllenhaal in the second one.
So it's like you didn't even know.
I don't really care that character very much, and she has to be there, I guess, to be the attorney of whatever.
Yeah, and to kind of move plotline a little bit.
And so again, really solid, great storytelling, great script, great acting.
Yeah.
I do like that they obviously picked the Joker, and then Two-Face, is a nice little bit in there. Okay, so now I'm going to get controversial. I think you agree with me in this first part is that there are some slow bits.
Yes, parts of the movie are very slow.
Especially when they're like, doing the political crap, mumbo jumbo, and Batman's going to be outed. Oh no, I'm Batman, whatever. That's kind of boring. And I forgot to mention the first scene. The first scene was done in IMAX film. Each film is like, each frame of the film is like this big when it's captured. Those are huge cameras. It takes like friggin' semi-trucks just to do the rolls of film. Like, it really does. And so you watch it in Blu-ray or something like that with that IMAX footage, that bank heist. It's so beautiful. It's just really crisp and sharp. And boy, I wish they would. It's so it's costly to do that. But boy, I wish they'd do the whole movie that way. It's beautiful. The score is awesome. Hans Zimmer has a lot to do with it, obviously. But it's great. A great score. It's got that music that I can almost not listen to apart from the movie because it has this slow like ramp up note. It's just and it's like it's helping us, the fragmented brain of Joker, and the tension there. I really love that. Okay, so, and then the second part is I'm not sure that I do like Heath Ledger as Joker. Let me explain. Like, at the very beginning, everybody was kind of trepidatious about, Heath Ledger, he's going to be the Joker? What? I don't know if he can pull it off. He's a young actor, blah, blah, blah.
And he's also done very, heroic,
Well, Knight's Tale, is that what you're referring to?
Well, yeah, but also in
I didn't really like him. I didn't really have... He didn't seem to have a personality, honestly, to me. I never saw him in anything. I was like, that Heath Ledger guy, he's great. But anyway, when it came out, I think people were very relieved. His performance was good. And so I really liked it as well.
Yeah.
And, I miss the Joker laugh, the classic laugh from Mark Hamill. I wish that they had figured something out there.
Just have, Mark Hamill, on the side.
Honestly, I saw YouTube, a redone trailer where they put his laugh in for every time that Joker did it. Yeah, and it worked to me. I wish they would have done that. I know it was, done as a kind of a joke, but it totally would have been great to me. Because... Here's the thing. Okay, so now I've rewatched it very recently, like yesterday, and I really studied his performance, and I'm not sure I really like it as the Joker. I like it, but there are only a few moments where I think, that's the Joker. That's totally the Joker. Most of the time, it's a little bit too elongated. He has very low energy. His delivery, he does look very young. I mean, even if you, try to explain it as this is the first time we've seen him and yada yada, it doesn't quite... I just don't get that visceral, maniacal Joker that I fell in love with when I was a kid. I mean, it just seems like almost a different character to me. And I know, I feel like I'm ahead of the curve. I feel like other people are going to start feeling that way as time progresses. But you disagree with me. You think it was a great portrayal.
The way I see it is, first of all, it's a completely different Batman. Well, maybe not a completely different Batman, but certainly a different Batman. Than the previous Batman. So now you have the Joker who, he didn't fall into a vat of acid and get his skin bleached. He has these scars and he paints his face. It's a different Joker. So that different Joker has to have, well, he doesn't have to have, but he should have his own personality. And for that character, for that movie, if you take away everything you've ever known about comics, I think he did a wonderful job.
But is that what you're supposed to do? You have to do that to enjoy the movie? I don't agree with that. That's
well,
crazy.
Okay. Let's take a look at this.
There wouldn't obviously be no movie if there wasn't for the comics.
Very, very true. But with the new 52, they plan on redoing things, changing things up, keeping the...
Charity don't like.
Yeah, keeping the
They don't redo anything. Whatever.
Well, I think every now and then a reinterpretation is necessary to bring in the old to bring in new fans to an old material. So you have to kind of interpret, change it up a little bit. And this movie, The Dark Knight, does that, and I think it does it well.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We did a whole episode on the Joker, and we only scratched the surface.
Yes.
There is so much between the Joker and Batman. You really kind of feel that they are connected. This one I did not feel any connection whatsoever, really.
Well,
there wasn't like a you're sick, I'm sick. I mean, there was a little bit of hinting at that when he's in the cell and he's like, maybe we can share a cell, or I don't remember what he said exactly, but otherwise they feel like they're almost in two different worlds. Like, I understand that the Joker is kind of the culmination of like, this is what the new Gotham is, and it's because of you. If they had pushed that a little bit more, and if he was a little bit more maniacal, I mean, like, he's funny and he's witty, and he does do some fun things, like making the pencil disappear.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. There is some really fun stuff. So it's hard for me to say I don't like his portrayal.
Right.
I just don't like it as much as I thought I did. When I study it, it's like, well, like, I don't know who I would have cast as the Joker, but I do feel that it was a little bit disloyal to that character. But I know that everybody loves, I get in trouble for saying that.
The other...
I like the first movie better. I honestly do.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But, okay. Here's the issue with the Joker, though. In the media that has been presented, in the animated TV series, the movies, and all that stuff, plus in comics, he can be flamboyant. He can be, anything you want him to be. He can be.
Yeah, but this one's like quiet and brooding.
I know, but that's because this is live action. This is you can't have. Well, you can, but it'd be very difficult and highly unrealistic for Heath Ledger to be bouncing off the freaking walls like the Joker does.
Yeah, but Jack Nicholson was much more jovial. Not that I'm saying that he was better, but it can certainly be done. Anyway, so that's my little bit of controversy. Anyway, those movies are really great, and I really hope they continue. I was so looking forward to that changing the whole, but then we have like Green Lantern that comes out. Like, really, that was a mistake. And to sum up here, it's definitely a go watch if you haven't watched. You're an idiot if you haven't watched them. Like, honestly, I'm sorry, but you are. They're great movies. They're really great movies.
And I'm really hoping that the third one, like you said, isn't just, Star Power.
I'm afraid. I don't. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, Bane? Why did they pick Bane? I have no problem with Bane. What I have a problem with is Anne Hathaway trying to pull off badass, slightly crazy Catwoman.
But slick, too, and sexy.
She's not either of those to me.
That's what I'm saying, that she has to pull it off.
So, whatever, it could prove me wrong. Like, I did enjoy Heath Ledger. He didn't ruin the movie or anything. I mean, quite the opposite. I mean, he did great. So if she does the same thing and surprises me, then maybe I'll like it. But
then you're going to...
It also feels like the second one was a little bit more out of control with a little bit too much effecty stuff, a little too... I don't know. It doesn't seem quite as polished to me.
As the first one.
I guess it abandoned the story for some of the flashy stuff, which I hate that.
I don't know if they didn't do that.
I don't know, man. I watched them back to back, and I really enjoyed the first one much more. Not that it's a bad movie. I really do love this movie, but I'm being real hard on it because I love it so much.
See, I mean...
You didn't watch it recently, so you can't say.
I have watched them enough times to know my opinion, and that would be... I think you're right that they are two different entities, but I do love them equally. Like, the first one did something so well that I love it for that, and the second one did something completely different for the same level of wellness that I love.
To me, they do come very close.
Yes.
But there's nothing that beats like seeing the Tumbler for the first time.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's an awesome reimagining. I have a model of it. I love that thing. It's a awesome reimagining of his Batmobile. It didn't look like a penis or anything like that, like some of the other stuff. Tim Burton, sorry.
I love the Tim Burton Batmobile. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, it was okay, but like, I'm 4 and I like this. Now it's like, what? Ridiculous. So anyway, yeah, don't get me wrong. Please don't quote me as saying I don't like this movie. I love this movie, but the reason that I'm being hard on it is because I love it so much. So that's all. I really hope we see more, and I am worried about the third one. I think it's going to fall apart, but...
Well, then again,
I hope I'm wrong.
It is the last one, so if it falls apart...
Which is really crappy.
Yeah.
Like, Joker survived, and yet Heath Ledger, passed, so we can't have him again, and just, that's irritating. But, and then they threw away the Two-Face character.
Yeah, killed him off real quick.
Like,
but
afterwards.
I think he was great as the Two-Face for the short time that he was.
Aaron Eckhart. I don't know. I thought he was a little too, young and pretty, boisterous, whatever. He was okay, I guess.
I don't think he was boisterous.
And I didn't really like the effects. I'm really against things that are totally impossible. There's no way that
half his face can be completely removed.
It couldn't be burned, and then, well, I mean, even if that happened, what was left wouldn't be like elastic enough for him to like speak.
Very true. It would be like
be all crusty and hard, and it would hurt like hell. And I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Suspension of disbelief. I know. So that's it. I guess, yeah. Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. Tell us what you think. Yell at me if you want. Go ahead.
Don't forget we're doing our contest. Please give us your favorite thing that people may have missed. Anything.
We'll review it.
Yeah, comics.
The best one. We'll review
movie,
it.
Everything.
We'll give a shirt.
Yep, we get a shirt. If you want to buy our swag, go to spiderwolf.com. We got all sorts of crazy stuff. His card game shirts, prints, all sorts of fun stuff.
Yep. His short stories. Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool. All right. See you guys.
Bye. Oh. Damn it.
Yeah. Sure.
Bye.
And if one of you wants to next week on Duel Review, Heirs of Eternity.
Welcome to Friday the 13th of April. Due to the upcoming Batman movie, we plan on doing the other Christian Bale Batmans in unison.
You mean Christopher Nolan Batmans?
What did I say?
Well, you're talking about the main actor. You should talk about the director. He's the one that made the movie.
Well, Christian Bale,
right,
people that most people.
over.
Okay, you want me to do Christopher Nolan?
Yes.
Okay.
Christian Bale movie.
Well, Christian Bale plays Batman, just like if you said Michael Keaton, you'd be like, oh, I know that one. Those are the two good ones.
There was a lot of controversy beforehand. People were like, what? Like, how did you pick him?
Right.
And then the movie came out, and people were... I just spit something out of my mouth. Okay, let's start that a little bit over.
And
I had something in my teeth, and I could feel it, and it just went...
Okay.
Man, my word. Why do you want to kill me? Wanna know how you got me? Madness, as you know, is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.